Why can't you start your project or business, even if you seem to really want it? Because you don't know exactly what to do, right? So, you postpone the start and as a result, you feel bad and blame yourself. Add to these bad habits and here you are, already in a loop, from which it will not be possible to get out without new knowledge and skills. I will tell you about the reasons in more details, so that you know your enemy, as well as how to fix it, and in future projects to avoid it altogether. You are afraid to make a mistake, so as not to embrace it, to not look foolish, to not lose people. But this is absolutely unjustified, because we all people, we all know nothing while we are born, and we all have to learn and struggle. Is it possible to not make mistakes in such a case? I think this answer is obvious. The situation is complicated by the fact that is there indeed a certain percentage of people in society who will laugh and gloat over your mistakes. Here I advise you to accept in advance the fact that you will definitely make mistakes and just try to learn from your own and others' mistakes. Also, keep in mind that people who have really gone through something in life more often will not laugh at you, and even if someone does it, don't take it to heart. It doesn't give anything positive to either you and him. You don't want some kind of mess to come out, but rather a good project with the first version, and you are even ready to put in the efforts for it. The problem is that it's fundamentally impossible if something is completely new to you and you have no experience in a related field. My advice is to discard these hopes and illusions that you can do it well. This way you will avoid unnecessary suffering, self-pity and wasting time and energy. Accept as a fact that you will do it poorly. But doing poorly is a million times better for everyone, especially for you, than not doing anything at all. Understand that many processes in life is iterative and you cannot create a masterpiece from the first time just because you wanted to create masterpiece and put it in some efforts for the first version. You don't want to waste time on nonsense, but want to immediately make a good product, a good project or a decent result in any case. To understanding the absurdity of this desire, I will give you an example. Imagine a person who has never been able to play the piano and suddenly he wants to learn to play like a virtuoso, or at least graduate of a musical school in a one day or 1 month. Of course, nothing will come out, no matter who is he. So, you have to accept the fact that you have to spend a lot of time on serious projects, even if it starts well. Serious projects are, for example, opening your own successful businesses, learning programming, learning marketing, making a successful startup. In short, any project that requires more than 3 months of involvement. You don't know what to do exactly, and it makes you doubt yourself, and now you're already spending 90% of your energy on something nobody needs. Instead, all you need to do is Google the most easiest example of project. As an example, to start programming, start with a simple output result of 2 plus 3 in the console. For business, start from the simplest scheme of how a small store earns money. When you are a programmer and want to start a startup or pet project, don't plan some kind of architecture. Just start with the simplest dump calculation or rendering, just to show yourself the result on the screen, as if the system were working. Start writing a book with a simple note about what you want to write a book, or what topics you definitely don't want to write about. I think you got the message. You are not focused. Such a situation, you want to do something, sit down to do something, but here you were distracted by one notification. Here you wanted to make yourself a tea, here your friends called and invite you to hang out, and that's it. You already fell out of the process without starting, and don't forget that self-sabotage is connected to this. What to do? Turn off all notifications from all places. Set the focus mode, and if you can't control it yourself, install browser extensions to ensure that you have no access to sites like YouTube, TikTok, Twitter and Facebook. Ideally, clear your workspace, because we are distracted not only by what's inside the computer, but also by everything that is outside. Believe me, this is make everything incredibly easier. I also highly recommend exercise before sitting down a new project, including a couple of kilometers walk. This will not tire you from heavy loads, but will give you tonus and creativity, give a slight relaxation of the mind, which is just right, and in general will have a superior positive effect on everything. You are stuck in advices and guides, and it creates a fog in your head, total lack of confidence in your own abilities and in the correctness of decisions and desires. This is conceptually similar to a state of depression, when a person thinks that every single step will only worsen his situation. But in this case, you want to make the right sequence of actions and clarity, know in advance what and how to do. This is always utopia. Remember how you watched the training video and thought, well, everything is clear, now I will do it easily. And when it came to action, what you really did not understand came up. I suggest that you don't waste time and energy on this nonsense and start right away. Start with a simple project that won't make you turn inside out and still not to do it. Understand this simplest principle. You will take a real step and you will have come out clarity, including what are my real problems. But if you make a full cold cycle and continue to do so, I guarantee you, you will learn faster than everyone around, even if you think you are not smart. I talked about how to learn faster in this video. If you want me to analyze a specific problem of your personal case, write about it in the comments.